Good day everyone, we are at the BSN 30 and we are here to show you some examples of the different emergency care. Before anything else, we should learn first the proper techniques on how to lift an injured patient. After assessing the situation, position yourself in the patient's head part. Carefully support the patient's head with your forearms and place your hands to the patient's armpit. Pull the patient towards you and then support the patient's head with your thighs. Pull the patient into a sitting position. Slide your forearm into the patient's armpit. Change into a squatting position. Stand with the patient simultaneously and quickly support the patient in a standing position. After learning the proper technique on how to lift a patient, let us now proceed to the first emergency carry. It is known as the fireman's carry. As you maintain constant support of the casualty with one arm, free your other arm. Quickly grasp his wrist and raise his arm high. Instantly pass your head under his raised arm, releasing it as you pass under it. Move swiftly to place the casualty and secure your arms around his waist. Immediately place your foot between his feet and spread them approximately 6 to 8 inches apart. Grasp the casualty's wrist and raise his arm high over your head. Stoop or bend down and pull the casualty's arm over and down your shoulders, thus bringing his body across your shoulders. At the same time, pass your arm between his legs. Grasp the casualty's wrist with one hand and place your other hand on your knee for support. Rise with the casualty correctly positioned. Your other hand is free for use as needed. And now we are going to have the second emergency carry. This is known as the support carry. Raise the casualty to a standing position from the ground using the basic technique in lifting an injured victim. Grasp the casualty's wrist and draw his arm around your neck. Place your arm around his waist. The casualty is thus able to walk using you as a crutch.
Go.
Now, we are going to perform the third emergency carry. This is known as the arms carry. Raise the casualty to a standing position from the ground using the basic technique in lifting an injured patient. Hold the casualty's wrist and draw his arm around your neck. Place one arm under the casualty's knee and your other arm around his back, and then lift the patient. Carry casualty high to lessen fatigue. And now, we are going to show you the fourth emergency carry. This is known as saddleback carry. Raise the casualty to an upright position using the basic technique in lifting an injured patient. Hold the patient's wrist and draw his arm around your neck. Move swiftly in front of the patient. Have casual casualty encircle his arms around your neck. Stop, raise him up upon your back, and clasp your hands together beneath his thighs if possible, and then rise. If the saddlebag carry is for the conscious patient, now we are going to show you a carry intended for the unconscious patient. This is known as the pack-strap carry. Raise casualty to an upright position using the basic technique in lifting an injured patient. Hold the patient's wrist and draw his arm around your neck. Move swiftly in front of him. Hold the patient's other arm and place it over your shoulder. Stop. Raise him up upon your back. The rescuer should walk in a stoop forward position. Next, we are going to have the blanket drug. This can be used if the patient is seriously injured and the patient cannot be lifted or carried by one person alone. Place the pan-folded blanket on one side. Pass it through the other side using the lab roll method. Go to the other side of the patient and pull the other end of the blanket. Drape the patient. Start pulling. Always pull the casualty's head first, with the head and shoulders slightly raised so that the head will not bump against the deck. And those were the emergency carries, including only one-man rescuer. And now we're going to have the two-man carry. First is the two-man support carry. Two bearers held the casualty to his feet and support him with their arms around his waist. They grasp the casualty's wrist and draw his arms around their neck. If a casualty is taller than the bearers, it may be necessary for the bearers to lift his legs and let them rest on their forearms. Two bearers kneel at one side of the casualty and place their arms beneath the casualty's back, specifically on the shoulders, waist, hips, and knees. The bearers lift the casualty as they rise to their knees. As the bearers rise to their feet, they turn the casualty toward their chest and change their position into a squatting position. They carry him high to lessen fatigue. And now, we are going to have the two-man fore and aft carry. The taller of the two bearers should position himself at the casualty's head. The shorter bearer spreads the casualty's legs, kneels between the legs with his back to the casualty, and positions his hands behind the casualty's knees. The taller bearer kneels at the casualty's head. He slides his hands under the arms and across. The bearers rise together, lifting the casualty.
1, 2, 3.
The other position is the two bearers are facing each other. Have the casualty place his arms around your shoulders for support. Each bearer holds one of his elbows and one of the other bearer's elbows, thus forming a pack saddle. Then the two bearers lower themselves sufficiently for the casualty to sit on the pack saddle. Then they rise to an upright position.